You say you want success. You say you want change. You say you want to be great. But let me ask you this. Do you really want it? Or do you just like the sound of it? Because if you're serious, if you're truly ready to become the best version of yourself, then understand this. Your excuses are worthless, and your actions are everything. See, the problem with most people is that they love the idea of success, but they despise the sacrifice it demands. They crave the rewards, but they reject the discipline. They talk about dreams, but they move like cowards when it's time to pay the price. I want you to hear me loud and clear. You will never achieve greatness if you continue to make excuses. Your struggles don't matter. Your pain doesn't matter. Your setbacks don't matter. Not in the grand scheme of things. Because the truth is, life doesn't care about your problems, only your response to them. Some of you sit around waiting for life to get easier. You're hoping the struggles fade, the pain disappears, and the road gets smoother. But that's the wrong mindset. Because life will never get easier. You just have to get stronger. You have to decide right now that nothing will break you. You have to decide right now that failure is not an option. You have to decide right now that no excuse will stand between you and your goals. Because let me tell you something. There is somebody out there right now who has gone through worse than you, and they're still winning. There's somebody who has been abandoned, abused, and broken. But they're still showing up every single day, putting in the work. There's somebody who has been knocked down 1,000 times, but they refuse to stay down. And that's why they're going to make it. So what's your excuse? What story are you telling yourself that's keeping you from greatness? Are you telling yourself that you don't have the time? That you don't have the resources? That you don't have the support? Let me tell you the harsh truth. Nobody cares. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to hand you success. Nobody's going to walk up and say, here's your dream life, you don't have to work for it. So you have two choices. Keep making excuses and stay exactly where you are, or step up and do what needs to be done. I don't care what's happened to you. I don't care what obstacles stand in your way. Because at the end of the day, the only person responsible for your life is you. Success is not given, it is taken. Victory is not granted, it is earned. And the first step to earning it, eliminating every single excuse that has been holding you back. This is the beginning of your transformation. This is the moment you stop blaming and start doing. This is the day you draw the line and say, no more excuses. Because from now on, you're not a victim. You're not weak. You're not average. From now on, you are unstoppable. You say you want success? Then understand this. Success is expensive. It will cost you your comfort. It will cost you your old habits. It will cost you relationships that don't serve your purpose. It will cost you late nights, early mornings, and every ounce of energy you have. Because greatness is not for the weak. It is not for those who seek the easy way out. It is not for those who wait for permission to rise. It is for those who are willing to suffer for what they believe in. It is for those who are willing to sacrifice everything for a future only they can see. And that's where most people fail. They want the results, but they don't want to pay the price. They want the victory, but they don't want to fight for it. They want the rewards, but they don't want to struggle through the process. Let me tell you something. Success is earned in the darkness. It is earned in the moments when no one is watching. It is earned in the early mornings when your body tells you to stay in bed. It is earned in the late nights when your mind tells you to quit. It is earned in the sacrifices no one will ever see. The problem is, most of you want to be great, but you're addicted to your comfort. You want to be successful, but you're still holding on to the habits that are keeping you weak. And until you break free from those chains, until you stop clinging to mediocrity, you will never reach your full potential. You want to be great? Then prove it. Prove it by showing up when nobody else does. Prove it by pushing forward when you feel like quitting. Prove it by sacrificing what you want now for what you want most. You don't get to the top by making excuses. You don't reach your goals by choosing what's easy. You don't transform your life by waiting for the perfect moment. You become great by making the decision right now that you will no longer settle, that you will no longer accept less than your best, that you will no longer tolerate weakness in yourself, that you will no longer allow anything or anyone to stand in your way. Because let me tell you something. The world does not care how tired you are. It does not care how unfair your situation is. It does not care how many obstacles are in your path. The only thing that matters is whether or not you will rise. Will you fight for your dreams or will you let them die? Will you push through the pain or will you fold under pressure? Will you do whatever it takes? Or will you sit back and wish things were different? The choice is yours. But understand this. The cost of greatness is high, but the cost of mediocrity is even higher. Because when you choose mediocrity, you choose regret. When you choose mediocrity, you choose a life of what if. When you choose mediocrity, you choose to look back years from now and wonder why you never became the person you were meant to be. So if you're serious, if you're ready to pay the price, then commit fully, completely, without hesitation. Burn the excuses, burn the distractions, burn every bridge that leads back to your old weak self. Because there is no turning back. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your opportunity to step up and take what's yours. So I'll ask you again, do you really want it? Because if you do, then act like it. Most people think the greatest battle is out there, in the world, in the economy, in their environment. But the truth is, the greatest battle is within. It is you versus you. And until you win that battle, nothing else in your life will change. Because here's the reality. You are your greatest enemy. Your doubts, your fears, your insecurities, your comfort zone. These are the things holding you back. It's not your boss. It's not your family. It's not the government. It's not your past. It's you. It's the part of you that makes excuses instead of making progress. It's the part of you that settles for good enough instead of pushing for great. It's the part of you that chooses comfort over commitment. Every day you wake up and you have a choice. Do you listen to the weak voice in your head that tells you to quit? Or do you listen to the warrior inside you that tells you to push harder? That's the war. And most people lose. They let fear control them. They let laziness dictate their actions. They let negativity steal their potential. And before they know it, they've wasted years being the lesser version of themselves. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how many motivational videos you watch. I don't care how much knowledge you have. If you do not learn to conquer yourself, you will never win. Because every dream, every goal, every breakthrough you want in life requires you to defeat the old version of you. The version that gives up too easily. The version that complains instead of taking action. The version that blames everyone else instead of taking responsibility. That version of you must die. You must bury that weak mindset. You must kill every excuse. You must destroy every thought that tells you that you can't. Because the version of you that achieves success thinks differently. The version of you that wins pushes through the pain. The version of you that wins doesn't negotiate with excuses. The version of you that wins takes action, relentlessly. This is not just about success. This is about who you are becoming. You want to change your life? Then change your habits. Change your mindset. Change your standards. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is weak. Discipline is what creates transformation. Stop waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The time is now. Stop waiting for someone to save you. No one is coming to save you. You must save yourself. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. So fight for it. Fight for the life you deserve. Fight for the future you want. Fight for the person you know you are meant to be. Because this battle is not going anywhere. Every day, you will wake up and face yourself. Every day, you will be tested. Every day, you will have to decide, will I rise or will I fall? And the answer to that question determines everything. You say you want success. You say you want to be great. You say you want to change your life. But do you really understand what it takes? Because here's the truth. Greatness is not free. Success is not handed out. A transformed life doesn't happen by accident. It costs. And the question is, are you willing to pay the price? See, most people say they want it until they realize what it takes. Until they realize it takes waking up early while the world sleeps. Until they realize it takes sacrificing comfort for progress. Until they realize it takes working when nobody is watching. Until they realize it takes saying no to distractions, to excuses, to weakness. That's when most people quit. That's when most people go back to their average, ordinary, uninspired lives. Because discipline is painful. Discipline is uncomfortable. Discipline is lonely. But you know what's more painful? Regret. Regret for not starting sooner. Regret for not trying harder. Regret for knowing you could have done more, but you didn't. See, you can choose the pain of discipline today, or you can choose the pain of regret for the rest of your life. And let me tell you something, one of them makes you stronger. One of them turns you into a beast. One of them builds you into a champion. And the other will destroy you. The other will have you waking up at 50, 60, 70 years old wondering what happened. The other will have you looking back on your life realizing you wasted your potential. The other will have you living in misery, knowing you were capable of so much more. So let me ask you right now, are you ready to pay the price? Are you ready to show up even when you don't feel like it? Are you ready to push past the pain? Are you ready to stay locked in, focused, and obsessed with your goal? Because if you're not, then stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you want it if you're not willing to do what it takes. But if you are truly ready, then let today be the day that everything changes. Let today be the day that you stop making excuses and start making progress. Let today be the day that you stop negotiating with weakness and start building strength. Let today be the day that you commit fully, completely, with no turning back. Because the price of greatness is discipline, and the price of failure is excuses, and only you get to decide which one you're willing to pay. You've come this far. You've heard the truth. You understand the price of greatness. Now there's only one thing left to do. Become it. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because the moment you fully decide to become the greatest version of yourself, you become dangerous. You become a force that nothing can stop. But listen to me. The world is going to test you. Life will throw storms at you. Obstacles will come. Distractions will appear. And weakness will whisper in your ear. Just take it easy. That's the moment you prove who you really are. That's the moment you stand up, fight back, and break through. See, most people quit when it gets hard. Most people let pain win. Most people accept mediocrity because they're scared of struggle. But you are not most people. You are built different. You are willing to fight for what you want. You are willing to take every hit and still keep moving forward. Because let me tell you something. If you refuse to quit, you cannot lose. Read that again. Let it sink in. If you refuse to quit, you cannot lose. There is no failure for the one who keeps going. There is no defeat for the one who keeps rising. There is no stopping the one who refuses to break. So let this be your moment. The moment you declare war on every excuse, every weakness, every limitation. The moment you demand more from yourself than ever before. The moment you step into the fire and let it forge you into something unstoppable. No more, "I'll start tomorrow." No more, "I'll try." No more waiting. Your time is now. This is your life. This is your story. This is your moment. Go take what's yours.